Okay, I already shared with you what my beliefs are as far as a blueprint for the future, with the concept of a common language, with the idea of federalism. Another subject that I need to talk about is taxation. And when we talk taxation, to my mind, immediately the idea of voting comes to mind. The right to vote in a democratic society is a natural right. It's not a privilege. So it cannot be taken away by the government at any time. At any time. So these so-called laws that won't allow people who are serving time or ex-felons to vote, that's nonsense. That's not a privilege to be taken away. It is a natural right. And anybody who doesn't fight that is on the verge of being a slave. It's simple and easy. Okay, now we go to taxation. Through elected officials, we choose people to write our tax laws, and whatever we decide, whoever gets elected, they write the laws and we follow them. We give our taxes. But let's say you've given your taxes and you are a person that's making a lot of money. For starters, I say, look and see what the highest paid public official makes. Let's say in the U.S. It's the President of the United States. He makes around $400,000, just a few $1,000s more, but let's say $400,000. I'm not talking about coach of the army team or any of that nonsense. Okay. Then look at 5 categories. A police officer with 5 years who's been on the force for 5 years, a firefighter who's been in the community, serving the community for 5 years, a teacher with 5 years of experience, a nurse with 5 years of experience, a service member, any of the branches, with 5 years of service. Any society who pays any of these individuals less than a seventh of what the president or the highest paid public official makes is a society on the verge of sickness. Again, any of these people with 5 years of experience, any of these 5 categories, because they're supposed to be putting their life on the line for us, or they are people who are willing to sacrifice a lot so that we have a better, healthier lives. Any society who expects any of these people to get less than a seventh of what the highest paid public official gets is a society on the verge of sickness and self-annihilation. Greed corrupts, and that's where, when this thing is not taken into account, that's what happens. Okay? So you say, what about the cost of living? Which is a great point. What you do is, let's say you find out what a firefighter makes in 5 places in the United States, average that out, and there you have it. You say that is what the highest paid official should not make more than 7 times that dollar amount, or vice versa. So you either bring the highest paid public officials' pay down, or you raise the pay of these people in these 5 different categories. Okay, now the next step. We've already said, let's say we've already paid our taxes, and you are somebody who, after paying taxes, you've made $500,000. What's my suggestion for that? I say, take away $400,000. Out of that $500,000, you're left with $100,000. Half of that money should go to a foundation of the person, the donor's choice, to create jobs. I'm not talking think tanks or places with agendas. I'm talking job creating foundations, places that might feed people, places that might give shelter to people, places that will come up with factories, trains people for jobs. Half of that should go to a foundation that you've started yourself or with others, or a foundation of your choice. Pure, simple, and easy. And you keep the other half. So you'll end up with $450,000 and you give $50,000 to a foundation. Same simple math. If you make $1 million after taxes, keep $400,000. The rest is $600,000. Keep $300,000 of that and give the other $300,000 to a foundation of your choice. So forth and so on. So if you've made $10 million, divide $9,600,000 in half and give half of it to a foundation. This is the beginning of a fair way, a sane way of running a society, where everybody knows everybody else is in it. They're in it together. This formula does not cover things like estate tax or what to do with person's property or how one should tax it after they've died. This has to do with immediate steps that will tackle the problem, addressing people's income situation right now. I think that should bring it to an end. At least these are some of my thoughts. I am sure people will have other things to add to it, subtract, but this is what I believe.